today?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm fine. Thank you so much for talking about Wyoming. I'm just so excited. One of my producers recently traveled there, and she could not stop talking for days about the trip. So maybe we can give my audience some of that insider information. Tell me, what's so exciting about Wyoming as they celebrate? Aren't they celebrating what 120th anniversary of Devil Tower Gold Rush Days? So many things going on.
So much. It's such a special place. And Wyoming isn't just a place you visit, it's where you go to truly understand the story of the American West, from westward expansion to the mining boom. One place that brings that history to life is Devil's Tower National Monument, which rises dramatically from the plains and holds sacred meaning for many indigenous peoples. You might also recognize it from the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which turns 50 next year. In 1906, President Teddy Roosevelt designated Devil's Tower America's first national monument, forever changing how the nation protects places of historic and cultural significance.
Okay, so Wyoming has a rich mining history. We know that from watching TV and westerns, especially my audience, which is baby boomers, and that's what we watch. We watch westerns when we're growing up. Tell me, how can you experience that today?
Well, you have to check out Gold Rush Days in South Pass City, a preserved mining town from the 1860s. During this annual celebration, you can pan for gold, explore historic buildings, take mine tours, and even catch a vintage baseball game. And what's fascinating about South Pass is that when gold was discovered near here in the 1860s, people fell in love with it, and it literally stopped travelers in their tracks.
Ooh, and it's a beautiful place. So tell me, what are some of the can't miss Western experiences that one would want to put on their bucket list?
Yeah, well, before towns existed, Wyoming's rivers and valleys hosted the Rocky Mountain Rendezvous, which were annual gatherings where trappers, traders, and Native American tribes met to exchange goods and news. Today, you can experience that same tradition at three different rendezvous. There's one in Pinedale in July, in Glen Rock in August, and another at Fort Bridger State Historic Site in September. Truly bucket list experiences.
Okay, so is this the last of the old west? My station, I'm anchored in Texas, but we broadcast nationally. But in Texas, people think this is the west. This is so sophisticated living in Texas. So is Wyoming still a part of the old west?
I mean, really, that's one of the wonderful things about it. It's you see the old west. It's right there at your fingertips. You get to see the history right up close. But it's also a very modern society too. But there's so much to do, and especially this summer, there's so many ways to connect with history and with America's 250th. One thing that I'm really excited about over Father's Day weekend, the town of Encampment hosts the Wood Choppers Jamboree and Rodeo with logging competitions and classic rodeo action that celebrates Wyoming's timber and ranching heritage. Another highlight is to follow the roots of westward expansion. At the Oregon Trail ruts in Guernsey, you can still see deep wagon wheel grooves carved into the sandstone. They're incredibly well preserved. And in places like Casper, Wyoming, you can ride those trails in a covered wagon, following routes like the Oregon Trail and the Pony Express. I've done this myself, and I can tell you that it's a really powerful experience.
Well, you make us vicariously, the way you explain it, you make us want to go. Okay, so I'm going to take this one from Facebook, and the poster wants to know if they're on a limited budget, what is the one thing they should do in Wyoming? Because that's a place they want to travel.
Oh, well, the thing is, there's so much to do in Wyoming and so many things to see. If you're on a limited budget, I would go to see Devil's Tower. It really is. I mean, it's free to go check it out, and free to be out there in the nature. And the thing about Wyoming in general is that, unlike a lot of places in this country, it's very reasonably priced. So I think that you can find a lot of great deals, especially this summer. So just lots of great things to do and see.
I'm so glad. I want to thank my audience for tuning in because today my travel expert is Laura Bagley Bloom, and she just shared why Wyoming is a place to be this summer. Once again, where do you send them online, Laura?
Well, for more info, you can go to travelwyoming.com.
Well, you've made it so real for us. We got to go there. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of The Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.